It's one thing to be dangerous, having the capacity to do something and tame yourself. That's where power is. True power is the ability to do, but you exercise restraint. If you cannot do anything, you don't have power. True power is you have the ability and the legal ground to release a curse. You just say, the person that took this phone. Then you remember. One day that foolish boy will go and marry one innocent girl. One innocent girl will become a victim of a curse that she does not know where it started from. Then they will give birth to children too that will now start carrying what has come. You want to spoil several generations because of 35,000? You were the one that was with me. Was it you? Where? Which? Let me be sure whether you are the one. Which? Where? Namso. I was just enjoying God's grace, living my life as a child of God. Me and Pastor Onu. After one prayer meeting, heated prayer meeting, the sweat from the meeting was still on my forehead. I wanted the air to dry it so that heaven will record that investment was made. While we were walking, one very arrogant black street boy from Sabo, two of them was on a bike. The one that was in the back of the bike, they just drove near us with speed, and he snatched my phone from my hand. And as I turned to look at him, the sight was so aggravating. It was provoking. I saw him. He did his mouth like this. That is, let me collect this thing and go. When I saw that, I wanted to say in my mind, something say, make a pronunciation, pronounce something. And there was a legal reason, a good cause. The cause that will not come to pass is the cause that is causeless. But if there is a cause for that cause, it will come to pass. And the devil has given me a cause. He said, now release something. Hey, I saw them. The bike, it was as though they are doing standing with the. I said, is it my phone? They are going like this. I wanted to speak, but then something asked me. He said, what if this young man that carried this thing now, what if he goes and marry one innocent somebody tomorrow, and because of your utterance, a whole family has been brought under a situation that just because of 35,000. You are my witness. I started blessing him. The reason why I was blessing him is so that the pain will reduce. I say, may the Lord keep you. Let the messages inside that phone bless you. Began to speak. So I was speaking. Now imagine if I've cost him. There's somebody here. He's on this road. 4 years ago, I was walking the street of television, and I saw him. He didn't know that I saw him. He's on this road. I saw him talking to another brother, and he was speaking about one man that they took something to go and repair, either a pressing iron or something. But there's an electronic they went to repair, and the man was busy turning them. I now heard him. He said, "That man no know me. I'll cause his fourth generation." I never forgot that his utterance. Fourth generation. One small you like this, you want to send curse into four. Blessed are the merciful, they shall obtain mercy. Every time the devil gives you a good opportunity to respond and you refuse, you too, anything you have done knowingly or unknowingly, whether it was in the past, God will go and cancel it. Because you have given the same to men, God must give you the same too. Be looking for the opportunity to forgive people. Because for every forgiveness, God measures forgiveness for you. There are many things you have done. You have forgotten many. There are many things you are not even aware of. Mistakes that was made. So just be showing people mercy, so that God too will be fetching from the economy of mercy to minister to the things you are not aware of. And then there are people, I'm saying this quickly, our time is fast spent. There are people whose one challenge was that they entered the wrong ship, the wrong boat. There is one disobedient person, one very rebellious. Spirits are angry with him. One Jonah that is carrying the wrath of spirits. You now, without discernment, you now enter the same ship with him. All of these people who have gathered their resources to enter their business, when the sea began to trouble itself on account of Jonah's disobedience, every businessman began to throw away their goods into the water, because they thought that maybe if they reduce the weight in the ship, maybe this thing will reduce. So they all ran into losses because of one disobedient Jonah. The year is still fresh, so it is still a good time to ask the Lord for the Jonah that must live your life. There are things you are going through. It's not because of any of your own mistake. It's one disobedient person in the camp. This is why it was proper to remove Achan from the camp, because one man's disobedience cost the whole of Israel their victory. They lost the battle because one man disobeyed. There are friendships that are tickets of affliction. You need to ask the Lord to open your eyes. There are people, no matter how you have done something good, when you discuss it with them, it will never work. Oh, I have met a lot of them. And it's because you are not paying attention to the aura around people. There are people that anything you give them must spoil. Anything, it must spoil in their hand. It was working since until it comes to their hand. It must spoil. Become sensitive this year. Start observing the spiritual potential around your friends. Begin to tell, whenever you are around this person, what is your spiritual observation? What happens when you are here? There are individuals, once anything leaves your mouth to them and they hear it, they will not do anything wrong. The fact that they heard it, it will not work. People call them witches. They are not witches. There are people who are actually witches. Quite all right, we acknowledge that. But I'm telling you, there are auras around people. I had a neighbor like that, using my LG remote, brand new remote, everything going well. God is faithful. God loves the remote. Everybody is happy. The guy just came from his room 2 minutes and said, "Please, let me just change this thing from my room quickly, just now." The remote did not spend close to 30 seconds on his hand. Till today, I don't understand my remote. It has changed forever. I was holding the remote, hitting it like that, and say, what did you do to my remote? One of my neighbors came out from the other flat and said, now you don't know. See, now so I give him my pressing iron the other day. Those kind of discussion, they have it in low voice. You say, I give him my pressing iron the other day. Till today, the iron. One Saturday morning, I was just enjoying God. I heard a knock on my door. He just came restless and said, he doesn't know if I can just give him my car key. He wants to just quickly. Wait now, let me tell you the story. He just want to quickly go and pick something by that U-turn and come back just now. I just remember my remote. I remembered. As a child of God, you'll be put under different situations where you'll be tempted to lie. So this is what I did. I say, Chairman, sorry for I come on now like this. Guess what? Because of him, I wore a trouser quickly and entered the car and drove out going nowhere. Early morning, going nowhere. Then did a U-turn me too and came back to the house and packed and entered my room and stayed and said, Lord, thank you for wisdom. Let me ask you a question. Imagine the unfortunate girl that just saw a wavy hair and a baritone voice and say, yes, I do. Oh, everything on this destiny flows upon you in meat. Things will start dying in your hand like play. I have seen too many people that said, the way people say that as they got married, their life became better. There are people whose life spoiled from the day they got married. I'm speaking about auras. One Jonah can spoil everybody's luck. Pray one prayer wherever you are quickly. Just bow your head now. Lord, separate me from anybody carrying the rot of spirits, anybody carrying negative auras, anybody that is a time bomb waiting to happen. Separate my path from them. May I not be a victim.